Are you in a toxic relationship? Let's find out. Shared is here to help you figure it out. We're going to describe the toxic behavior, tell you why it's toxic, and then make suggestions how it can be fixed. Watch our video to see if you are in a contaminated union. Slip-up scorecard. Have you ever done anything that you can't seem to live down because it keeps making its way in your disagreements? If yes, your partner is keeping a slip-up scorecard. This is like a mental diary of your past mistakes. Every error you've ever made is logged until needed as ammunition. How is this toxic? The slip-up scorecard is toxic on 3 levels. Not only is the current issue unresolved because it was deflected by the focus on previous conflicts, but it also hauls past guilt and bitterness right into the present. Additionally, it can make you want to even the score and start your own mental diary, and that's no way to carry on a relationship. The cure? You two should practice addressing issues individually unless they are actually connected. If your partner cheats consistently, then that's clearly a recurring problem you must address separately. However, if the person embarrassed you in 2018 but has been ignoring you all week, one has nothing to do with the other. So don't bring it up. It's imperative to understand that being in a relationship with someone means you are accepting them, flaws and all. So whenever you have an issue, deal with it as soon as possible, and once it's resolved, leave it in the past. In other words, forgive and forget. Blatant blaming. Wrong, wrong, wrong. You are always wrong, no matter what you do. How can this be? You're in a toxic relationship if your mate never owns up to anything and pushes all the blame your way. You can't possibly be responsible for everything that goes south in your union. They lose their job after a fall up at work, and it's because you made them upset that morning and it distracted them. They cheat on you, and it's because you just weren't there for them. Now, there will be things that may be your fault, but you shouldn't be the one always carrying the burden of the blame. How is this toxic? Being blamed perpetually by a partner is blatant disregard of personal boundaries and indicative of a codependent relationship. You may start to feel responsible for their every need, and while attending to them, you neglect yourself. This toxic behavior often causes frustration and can breed resentment. This resentment could lead to thoughts or even actions of severely hurting your partner. The cure? Partners must take responsibility for their words and actions, especially while expecting the same in return. Be willing to own up to mistakes and willing to avoid repeating them. If you notice the blame game becoming a habit, address it with love and give it some time. If that doesn't work, it may be time to cut your losses. Held hostage. Do you feel like you're jumping through hoops just to not end up single? People bargain for many things, but love shouldn't have to be one of them. Your relationship is being held hostage if every disagreement, no matter how trivial, results in breakup threats. How often have you heard, "I just can't be with someone who," or "we won't make it if you"? One time too many is our guess. How is this behavior toxic? It's blackmail. It's unnecessary. It's manipulative. It indicates just how little your spouse values the union, as well as how frail their commitment to you is. This also stunts the relationship because it's hard to see or plan a future with someone who is always ready to call it off. The cure? Talk to your partner. Speak freely and kindly. Be honest about your feelings. Make it clear that you don't appreciate that kind of treatment and be open to feedback. If future issues arise with absolutely no change, free yourself while you still can. Just jealous. Can you have any regular interaction with a human other than your significant other and not end up defending that decision? If you answered no, you need to go. That toxic jealousy will suck the life out of you. As an adult, you must be able to socialize without supervision or permission. It isn't love that makes someone search your phone, hack your email, or track your whereabouts. It's just plain jealousy. How is this toxic? Excessive jealousy suggests your mate has internal issues to sort through, self-confidence being one of them. It can be disguised as love because you may be misled into thinking they really care when in fact they are trying to control you. Plus, when one spouse is overly jealous, the other may resort to lying to avoid unnecessary situations that stem from their partner's jealousy. We all know one lie leads to another and another, then it's a slippery slope from there. The cure. Mutual trust is really the only remedy. Jealousy may seem natural, but it can be tamed. There may be one who is more free-spirited or reserved than the other, so try to find some middle ground. Set realistic boundaries together and work from there. If jealousy stays, someone will be pushed away. Caustic criticism. There's constructive criticism, and then there's just plain criticism, the type that makes you feel downright less than. Your partner shouldn't always be pointing out your flaws, specifically at times when you didn't even ask. It's okay to acknowledge flaws if the end goal is working through them constructively, but it gets toxic when you start feeling like a broken project they're trying to fix. Absolutely no one is entirely bad, so if all you hear is negative, rid yourself of the toxins, please. That is, your partner. How is this behavior toxic? Your partner's constant need to fix may be stemming from their own insecurities, or they could be trying to turn you into their ex. You know, the one that got away? Also, constant negative criticism can eat away at your self-esteem. If left to fester, this could lead to depression and even suicide. The cure? Try to include the good things that don't need to be changed in your conversations, as this is very encouraging. Also, practice constructive criticism where you find a respectable way to talk about each other's shortfalls while making helpful suggestions. Besides, it's usually the same idiosyncrasies we complain about that we miss once the relationship ends.
Hey sharers! We thank you for tuning into our channel. And once you've watched the video, we consider it shared. Please like our video and subscribe to our channel. And remember, life is better when we share.